Welcome to Natural Resources in Egypt. The Egyptian oil and natural gas industry has become one of the most rapidly growing and evolving sectors within the Egyptian economy. It continues to contribute to the needs of the local market, adding significantly to the overall GDP. As the global oil and natural gas sector becomes more competitive, Egypt has positioned itself to emerge as one of the largest producers and exporters of oil and natural gas in the Middle East North Africa region.
The importance of the oil and gas in the Egyptian economy is, we can summarize it in three major points. It's the export part, which is worth $4.2 billion last year. The availing of the products to the local market, which was $10 billion last year, and the attraction of the investment, which was $9.5 billion during the last 5 years, out of which $3 billion were just last year.
One of the most important sources of foreign exchange to the Egyptian economy is petroleum exports. It has also been a net importer of these products. In 2003, this balance has turned positive, with exports surpassing imports. Slightly more than 1/3 of Egypt's total exports are crude oil and petroleum products, a fact that further highlights the importance of the oil and gas industry for Egypt. While the petroleum and natural gas industries are a benchmark for public-private sector relationships.
We are adopting the private-public partnership model in Egypt, especially in the upstream. In the upstream, we have about 30 joint venture companies between our foreign partners and the Egyptian partners. So this model is a very successful model. It is run under the private sector mentality and approach, and it's running very smooth and very successful.
Current proven oil reserves in Egypt stand at approximately 3 billion barrels. Egypt's daily oil production averages 620,000 barrels per day, with over half of this production coming from the maturing Gulf of Suez area. In recent years, Egypt has witnessed an expansion in its exploration and production company base, where it has managed to attract many of the medium to small-sized companies from all over the world. Coming up next, natural gas. For more information, visit www.us-television.tv.
Here at Egyptian LNG, we are a dynamic joint venture with international participation. We are developing a $2 billion liquefied natural gas plant near Idku, east of Alexandria. Liquefied natural gas, or LNG, is an exciting energy source. This plant's capacity will supply the Egyptian national grid and beyond. Our modern infrastructure and expertise in liquefied natural gas gives this project huge domestic and international potential. Egyptian LNG, harnessing Egypt's resources to benefit everyone.
a joint venture company established in 1975 between the Egyptian government and the Danish AP Moller Group, started operating in Egypt in 1976 with onshore drilling rigs. Today, we own and operate 47 drilling rigs for onshore and offshore drilling and workover operation, including our expansion of operations to Syria in 1989 and to Saudi Arabia in 1997. We own a fully international certified training center and are proud of our safety record and quality of service. Egyptian Drilling Company, international growth through state-of-the-art drilling services.
For more information, visit www.us-television.tv. The natural gas industry has seen an impressive surge in the past decade, thanks to the introduction of the gas clause. This has stimulated the interest in exploring for natural gas. Accordingly, natural gas reserves have increased significantly during the past decade.
BP, Amoco, British Gas, and Egypt were always permanently present in Egypt for almost the past 40 to 50 years. However, there's something that was added to the concession agreements now, and this is a sharing in the gas. So once they were indifferent to gas, now they focus on gas as well. And this explains the new feature of the tremendous gas findings.
Among the most prominent players in the gas market in Egypt is the Shell joint venture Bapetco, which produces gas from the Western Desert. Natural gas produced from these fields is sold to the domestic market through the EGPC, which transfers it directly to the national grid. In 2004, exploration on a major natural gas discovery in the ultra-deep Mediterranean field called Nemet, where it has drilled the deepest wells ever in the Mediterranean Sea.
Considering the role of the international companies, basically they work in Egypt, they bring the investment for the exploration and production. They also bring the technology that we need, and if we are to consider that Egypt right now is operating in the deep water offshore, then this means that we need technology and we need investment. We believe that international companies, especially American companies, they have the tendency and they're looking forward to be back in Egypt and maximize their investment and participation.
The quantum leap in natural gas reserves, coupled with a relatively slower increase in the domestic consumption, has allowed Egypt to embark on major natural gas export projects. The first natural gas to be exported from Egypt was through the Arab Gas Pipeline, which started in July of 2003 and supplies Egyptian natural gas to Jordan. The pipeline has a total capacity of 10 billion cubic meters per annum, and Egypt is working on extending the pipeline to Syria, Lebanon, and possibly Turkey.
The Egyptians are making investments together with international partners, including some American firms, which are directed at the promise of the American market. But geographically, Europe is closer, as is Turkey, Jordan, and Israel, as other market outlets for Egyptian natural gas. As you know, Egypt has great natural gas deposits, and this is the area of the future for energy development here. I know they're looking at the American market, but the investments for the near term are directed at the European and other markets. Eventually, they would hope to export to the United States.
By 2006, Egypt is set to become the world's 7th largest LNG exporter and the 4th largest in the Atlantic Basin. Currently, 3 LNG projects are scheduled to come on stream. Other major companies are operating in the sector producing LNG for export markets. Multinational companies have combined both upstream and downstream operations. The ELNG Train 1 project is planned to start exporting by the second half of 2005.
The Egyptian LNG is the biggest LNG project in Egypt. We're spending over $2 billion to build plants that will produce 7.5 million tons of LNG a year. From the end of next year, we will be catapulting Egypt into the club of LNG exporting countries.
Coming up next, American success stories. For more information, visit www.us-television.tv.
Midor is the Middle East oil refinery located in the Amaria Free Zone, Alexandria, Egypt. Midor Refinery is one of the largest, most modern and sophisticated refineries in the Middle East, North Africa region. Midor, by virtue of its latest state-of-the-art production units, is capable of processing a wide range of crude oils, which produce high-quality petroleum products. These products meet both local and international standards as far as their specifications are concerned, as well as international environmental regulations. Midor serves both local and international communities. Midor undoubtedly is a center of excellence for oil refining.
At SIDPEC, the Saudi Career Petrochemicals Company, we are adding value to Egypt's natural gas reserves. Our 4 state-of-the-art production plants work to high environmental and quality standards using the latest technology. We have become the country's leading ethylene and polyethylene producer and continue to increase our international business. SIDPEC, developing Egypt's plastics industry through top-quality polyethylene production.
At the Rashid Petroleum Company, we are one of the leading operators in Egyptian gas production. A joint venture established 5 years ago with international partners, our 2 concessions serve both the domestic and international LNG market. We are proud of our successful working practices and the gas we have discovered. Health, safety, and environmental issues are at the heart of our work. Rashid Petroleum Company, working safely and efficiently in Egyptian gas production.
For more information, visit www.us-television.tv. Over the past 30 years, Egypt has managed to successfully attract American investors into the Egyptian petroleum market. In addition to the availability of adequate oil reserves and the increasing natural gas reserves, Egypt's political and economic stability, sound infrastructure, and the throng of qualified industry human resources have compounded this growth.
What makes the investment in petrochemicals attractive for American companies in Egypt is, number one, the good investment laws with good incentives to investors. 2, the highly competitive and skilled labor force. 3 is the location with regard to Europe, Far East and Africa market.
In the past 5 years, a total of 21 exploration agreements were signed for the exploration of oil and gas. However, as well as American exploration and production companies, other service companies from American origins operate successfully within the Egyptian market. All major multinational oil services companies operate in Egypt and have contributed tremendously to the growth of the sector.
I think in the past we had the luxury of limited information and the burden of unlimited opportunities. Today, in today's world, we have the burden of unlimited information and the luxury of unlimited opportunities. So the process of filtering and selecting and processing the information is maybe the most important tool you need to make decisions. The Egypt 2004 report is divided into 5 main sections, ranging from the upstream sector, downstream, petrochemicals, power, and of course investment, how to base your investment decisions in Egypt. Each section ends with a general overview of the opportunities that is there, and most important, the challenges that you might face and how to overcome.
Thank you for watching Natural Resources in Egypt. We hope you've enjoyed viewing the different perspectives on this dynamic and growing economy.